Hi everyone, this is Salman Qureshi and you're listening to the Expat Brat podcast show. What is it? What's going on? How are you guys? This has been a little erratic the last couple of weeks with my show and episodes and everything, but we're getting back to regular schedule. Mainly because I was working with a fellow comic, Rushdi Rafeek, one of the funniest and most talented guys I know, and I've seen him evolve into a great comic, and he was always, from day one, he was just really incredible to watch. And every time I see him, he's one of those guys that I just laugh out, whether it's improv shows I'm doing with him or stand-up. And if you guys know our history, then you will know that he and I we've done a two-prov show together. We've done the Bollywood improvised show, which is going to come back on at the Courtyard again later this year. If you've never watched it, you got to come and watch it. It's really cool. I know it's my own show and I'm tooting my horn a little bit, but it really is a very cool show, mainly because we take an audience member and we turn them into the hero of our improvised story, which is, kind of inspired by Bollywood themes. And there's nothing you can fault about that. It's bound to be fun. It's bound to be crazy, and it's very colorful. I'll tell you closer to dates when it's on. And so Rushdi and I, we've done that. We do a lot of stand-up together, and now it only made sense that we take this relationship to the next level, right? So he and I we have started a podcast, but the main show, it's not going to be just audio. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff on YouTube and videos that are being produced. So we're going to start releasing that really quick, really soon. And you can follow it on Sal and Rushdi. I'll leave it on the description, but Sal and Rushdi do, right? So Sal and Rushdi do lots of different things. I should have given some thought to the name, the handles I've put up on the social media, because Rushdi pointed it out first to me. I don't know if someone else pointed it out to him, but he said the last bit looks like it says Salman Rushdi Dildo, and that's not what I was going for. Hey, but all news is good news. Or my bad. All publicity is good publicity. Is that it? I can't remember, but you get the point, right? So if you think that, then it's on you. You've got that mentality. I did not have that intention or thought or anything. Anyway, keep a lookout for that stuff because I'm really excited. It's going to be funny, like I said, because I'm working with one of the most funniest people I know and have seen live. So that's saying something. I know it's big words, but the guy totally deserves it. He opened for Wayne Brady just a few months ago at the Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai, and that's huge, so just the fact that he's giving me his time. I hope he doesn't hear this bit. I'm just really grateful. I'm just very, very grateful to this guy. And my phone's not on silent. That's so unprofessional of me. There you go. Now it's done. And there's my pitch for shows. Hey, if you want to catch me live though, this week, we already did last Monday. We did a really fun show. We had like a sellout crowd, and it was buzzing in there. When there's great energy from the audience, it just automatically lifts you up as an artist as well. And it's always great to have that. And I think we were really pumped about it, and so we kind of got into it. And it was a mixed show again of stand-up and improv. It's called Sal and Rushdi do comedy, and that's where we got the theme from. Sal and Rushdi do different things, and that was a real fun show. So I got to thank everyone who came out. It really, you guys have no idea, when the audience is there for a laugh as well, it just makes our job easier. And I really enjoyed it. It was it wasn't. I had a long day on the day, and then you come into the show and you kind of have to go, why am I so tired? I wish I could skip the show sometimes as well, because you're just tired from running around doing a million other things. Because in case you don't realize, comics also live a life outside of the stage, I guess. And so it was great doing that. That was on Monday, and now I'm heading back to the courtyard for a maestro night. That's a really fun format. I'm gonna do a vlog on that soon. Keep a lookout on my YouTube channels as well, because I've been talking to a couple of my friends and working out different videos. I'm just really keen on doing more and more production stuff. So yeah, I'm really chuffed about this mic I've got. Again, a very close friend of mine, a comic, a very big social media influencer, if I may say. He recommended a couple of mics to me, and I just got it over Amazon, and it was really, there's a lot of packing and cardboard, and you feel guilty, right? Well, somewhat, for like 2 seconds you feel a little guilty, and you're like, oh my god, so much packaging, so much destruction of the climate before I could, just so I could, for my own comfort, get this delivered to my house. But A, it was a great deal. B, I would have had to burn petrol driving up and down anyway to some store. And hey, man, if you've looked at the petrol prices, I don't know. I think the damage would have been the same. The environmental damage versus my short-term cost of living damage, and I opted for the short-term benefit. And I'm sorry, and I only have one child, so I'm like, hey, good luck. Next generation, you do your thing. We'll leave you what we could. All right. I didn't make a lot of those decisions. In case you're listening to this in this post-apocalyptic world, and this is the only kind of thing. My laptop's the only thing that's working for some reason. And you find this podcast episode, and you're like, whoa, what happened? What happened? I just want you to know it wasn't me. I didn't make those calls. I made small calls, but the big calls were done by politicians. They ruined everything. All right. People who couldn't take the right choice, just do the right thing. And I had to live with it. All right. So you throw comfort at me, I will absorb it. All right. You make things easy for me, I will double down on it and get lazier with every single thing you throw at me, because I'll just lie there and take it because I'm lazy. If I wasn't lazy, I'd get up and do something about it. So yeah, that's what caused the destruction of the world in a nutshell, right? But if you think those are the only reasons, then you only have to look around and go, hey, there's a lot of attention being given to Matthew McConaughey for his speech at the White House, which was good, was really good for him to speak up. Quite a few people did. Steve Kerr spoke up, and a lot of basketball players are talking about the gun violence thing. And it's really nice to hear, no, not nice to hear those stories coming out, but the fact that so many people are taking strong positions on it. I think in the past some have, but this is really, really building up. And I always wonder, what's the number of deaths of kids being killed before America goes, we got to stop this, man. We got to take away these automatic killing machines from people without proper checks and stuff, right? Like we got to implement proper checks and stop this senseless killing. And it is possible. It's very easy. You just have to look at the rest of us all over the world, where the absence of guns leads to very little, if no, school deaths by guns, right? Mass shooting. But anyway, this guy comes up, he gives a speech at the White House, and now people are like, he's very presidential. And I'm like, no, have you seen his earlier movies? You've already done this with Reagan, you've done it with Trump, you've gone for these reality and TV and Hollywood, the obsession with fame and Hollywood in America. There's a wrestler who's a governor, right? So this thing about and I'm not taking away, Matthew McConaughey does sound very intelligent. His autobio was actually very interesting, and he reads it mostly in his own voice on the audiobooks, which I listened to, and I have to say I was mesmerized. I'm gonna admit I'm a fan. But just that charisma thing that Americans keep falling for and nominating someone as president, I'm just like, I don't know, man. You guys got to sort that stuff out. Wow. Like I'm sorry if I'm talking a lot today. Like I'm just busy. My brain's just been frozen for a while, and I'm just like letting loose of everything that's been on my head and just talking without even breathing. Like it's just crazy, right? I'm a little disappointed as well. I caught this clip of Bill Burr doing some new jokes on, and it was like Netflix. Bill Burr. I didn't read it properly, and I thought, oh, his new special's out now, or it's coming out, and then I realized it's him with some friends, and I haven't watched it yet. I've just watched clips of it, and then I caught his bits sounded good, but a friend of mine has given it bad reviews, so I get really easily swayed by other people's opinions. So I should really stop looking at reviews and just watch stuff for myself and then judge it, right? And then read stuff. But I do. A lot of times I'm like excited about a film or TV show or comedy special, and then someone says, oh, it sucked. And I'm like, oh, deflated about it. But I got to do it, right? I think I will watch it and make up my own mind, because that's the kind of person I am. I make up my own mind, okay? And if you agree with me, leave a comment so I can be assured that I'm making the right choice. Thank you. So anyway, there was this one comic whose clip I watched who's on the Bill Burr show. I didn't catch his name. I'm not familiar with him. And he was going on a bit about the handmaid. Is it the handmaid or handsmaid tale? The handmaid tale, right? It should be the handmaid tale. Why would it be handsmaid? That would be like a lot of maids with hands. There's one maid with two hands, right? So if you said handmaid, I don't know. You get what I'm talking about. That show is great, but he pointed out how it's the storyline of her going back and forth is based on this Harriet Tubman, and how she rescued a lot of people. She was this black woman in slavery herself, and then she rescued her family and other people over and over from back in the day. And that bit was quite interesting. I don't know how true it is. Probably is. You know, they have. I think that is cultural appropriation. I'm usually a bit like, hey man, that's fine, let it go. But now he had a good point. Listen to his joke, because I don't want to spoil it for you. But he makes a very good point about it. And if it's true, then it really sucks that a white woman has taken the role or the storyline of a black hero. God, life is special. Speaking about white women, I don't know why that white women. Amber Heard, man. I feel bad slightly, but I don't know who's right or wrong. And you know what? I've talked about this enough, but I couldn't help. But there's this Saudi guy who decided to offer to marry Amber Heard, and that just, that's cracking me up, because I'm just like, who's going to be the beater in that relationship? Yes, I went there. Okay, I went there. All right. If Amber was telling the truth, then the Saudi guy's like, hey, she's used to it. She'll fit right in. If she's not, and she was actually cray-cray, then I had to repeat and say it right. Then the Saudi guy's in trouble. He's like, I'm getting a good deal. I'm getting punching bag plus wife plus arm trophy, and then suddenly, bam, he's the one getting beat up. So that will serve him right, though. If I wonder, I really need to read up more on that, and I think it's one of those things I hear and I'm like, man, I wish I had done it, because it's a nice way of going viral, isn't it? Next time there's some scandal, I want you guys to help me out by going, hey, you know what? It would be a great idea to offer to marry that person, or play this angle or that angle, just to get in the news, Like I said, no publicity is bad publicity. I don't know if it's that. I still don't know if that's a correct statement, but I'm sticking with it, and that's how we're rolling now, and it's going to be part of my thing. And now it is the truth, because I've said it enough times. All right, that's how truth works. That's how lies become truth, and I've done it. Oh my God. Confession. You might have noticed from my podcast that I do talk a lot about movies and TV shows. God, I have too much time. God, this comedian has too much time. Make him work hard. I do work hard, all right? I just make time to watch some stuff too, okay? It's the only time I can neglect my son and watch a screen, okay? Let me have that. And so I have to, the confession, I just heard Joker 2 is coming out, and I kind of feel bad for two reasons. One is because I just feel like, man, that's Hollywood just cashing in. It was a great film. It made $1 billion. It got the main actor an Oscar. Like, let it be, man. Just let it be. Just move on and enjoy it, and let that nice feeling about having made a great movie stay, Because I don't know. I know sequels could be great. Hey, we're talking Top Gun, which I'm going to watch pretty soon. Surprisingly, I haven't had time to go yet, but I'm very excited. My wife and I are planning to step out, watch that film in the cinema like it should be. I bought into Tom Cruise's lies and his marketing and PR, so I don't care. All right, I'm going to go watch it in the cinema, and I will let you know how it is. Mainly, I'm going because everyone else has said it's really great. Okay. Oh, no, I'm falling for that again. But the confession, the second thing about the Joker thing, right? Apart from most sequels are shit, and you're just tarnishing a great legacy, I suppose. Maybe not. Maybe these guys will really turn it around with a huge film. Hey, even if they lose money, they've made enough on the first one, right? And so, but the second thing is, I haven't watched Joker yet. I've had plenty of opportunities. Yeah, I know, shocker, right? I just couldn't get myself to do it because so many people said it's so dark and depressing in some ways. That was really hard to watch, but it was such a great film. That's what literally everyone personally that I met told me about the film. And I just couldn't get myself to do it because I can't remember the release date now, but around the time it came out, I was just like, there's enough shit and bad stuff going around in the world and in my life right now for me to take this 2-3 hour movie and depress myself further. I wasn't depressed, but I was just like, just really not the most optimistic person. And I did not want to watch the Joker at that time. And once the kind of craziness around it goes and a movie, the whole, everyone's talking about it and how great it is. Once that kind of subsides, then I lose interest in watching it. And I've had that happen with a lot of films. So either I strike real quick or I just go, I'll get around to watching it someday. And then I go, no one's talking about it. No one cares about it anymore. Sure, I wouldn't bother watching it now. But I really should do it just for my own sake, right? That sounds really stupid of me. I just realized how needy I am, right? Everything I've been saying is like, will people approve? Will people like what I think about this and stuff? And that's sad. That is sad. So I will find time to watch it now. I'm in a happier place. I've been doing a lot of comedy shows, so I think I can offset that. I can build up enough laughter and fun to bring myself down a little bit with that film. You got to balance your emotions, Comics are known to have depression and whatnot, and I don't know if that's true, but I just, I don't want to be a stereotype. That's what it is. I'm different. I'm so different than everybody else. Wow. Speaking of different, there's nothing different about a lot of things I do. But anyway, look, great week. I've had a chance to catch up with some of my thoughts and stuff. I do love when you guys throw me in some questions and leave some comments. Make sure you keep doing that because at some point, if I find some interesting ones, I will turn around and answer them on this. I keep forgetting to write them down, printing them out. What I'm going to do next time is I'm going to print them out and I'll have them in front of me. They're building up and I'll just do like a session of just me answering a lot of your questions. But keep them coming. I'm not ignoring them. I'm just saving them up for a big episode. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. All right. You guys just remember a couple of things, man. Follow Sal and Rushdi. If you're in Dubai, come down on Thursday night to the Courtyard Playhouse. I'm going to be there. And what else? Yeah, that's it, man. And with this podcast, make sure you review. Oh, before you go, if you haven't left yet, there's one thought that just came back to me. So I'm just going to reverse back this whole closing statement and leave you with one last thing. One last question. I want to finally add some music for my intro and outro. And I've been thinking about if you've been listening to my episodes, I'd like you to give me some ideas on what kind of music you think would be the right mood for my show. So if you've got some ideas, message them on Instagram to me or leave a comment on the under the page. Wherever you're listening to the episode, I'll scout it and I'll find it and I'll build that. So yeah, on that note, thank you very much for listening. Like I said, make sure you leave a review and rating. That really helps. Share the episode if you enjoyed it. And follow me, especially on Apple Podcasts, because that's where I'm concentrating on building both this podcast and Sal and Rushdi. So catch me there. And lots of love. Have a good week ahead. Bye.